In this video, we'll learn how to edit images. In our video where we captured the entire web page, I had mentioned that images of entire windows and web pages need to be reduced to 75% of its original size so that they can be viewed properly in the help file. In our case, the online help. Basically, there are two ways to reduce the size of images. One, we can reduce the original size of the images while capturing them. Two, we can change the size of the image after they have been captured using the Impict image editor program, also built into help and manual. First, let's look at how we can reduce the size of an image while capturing it. Let's take the example of the sign-in web page. Remember, it was big when we captured it. Let's go ahead and capture the image, this time with an altered setting. For this, we proceed like how we did for capturing the image, that is, click screen capture from the ribbon, and this time, when the dialog appears, we now click on the extended button to view additional buttons and settings. Here in the zoom factor drop-down list box, select 75%. Now click start capture. TNT now allows you to capture windows from the most recently opened application, and in our case, it is the web browser. Capture the main page as shown, and this time when asked to save the image file, enter outlook_sign_in_page 75 for the image name. 75 in the name to denote 75% of the original size of the image. Notice how the image fits in the window of our help project. This image we don't align as it is a full-sized one, even if it were reduced by 75%. When published, it will display even more perfectly. As a general rule, don't align big files that normally fit the width of your help window. We could even reduce the image size to 50% of the original size or a size that we prefer. For example, 60% is not listed in the drop-down list, but we can type 60 in the box and TNT will capture the image reduced to 60% of its original size. Now let's look at the other method where we can reduce the size of an image after it has been captured. Let's look at the image of the web page that we created earlier. Remember, we saved the image as outlook_sign_in_page. To open the image, click the image to select it and click on image editor on the ribbon. This invokes the Impict image editor program and the image is opened in the editor. Note that the image editor can be found under the project tab in case you aren't able to locate it. Here first select the image by clicking it. Notice a border is formed around the image indicating that it has been selected. Next, click Object from the menu on the top, and from the drop-down menu select Resize and Effects. In the dialog that appears, click Resize, and in the Resize Image dialog, enter a value to resize the image. In our case, it is 75, and click OK. Click OK again on the parent dialog named Bitmap Object. Now there are two things we can do before we save this altered image. One, click the floppy icon or press Ctrl S to save the changes, in which case the original file is altered. Or two, which is what I would recommend, is to save the file with a new name and then insert the new file into the help topic. That way the original is retained. You may use it again, and in which case you do not need to perform another screen capture. To save the image as another file, click the File menu and from the menu select Save As. In the Save Image dialog, notice how the default name was displayed in the current name of the file. Simply suffix 75 to it, indicating that the original has been reduced to 75% of its original size, and click Save. To insert, go back to your topic, position the cursor where you wish to insert the file, right click and from the shortcut menu, click Insert. And from the sub menu, click Image. The Open Image dialog appears, and here locate your image, select it by clicking on it and click Open. The image is inserted into your topic. You could also locate and insert the image using the Insert Image button on the toolbar as explained in a previous video. Next, let us see how we can capture an image that also displays the mouse cursor inside it. Let's go back to our example where we grabbed a portion of the screen to capture the menu with the sign out option. Wouldn't it be nice if the image also had a pointer, or in other words, an indicator such as the mouse cursor, indicating to the user the sign out option from the menu? While taking screenshots, it is possible with TNT to capture the cursor too. To do this, let us go ahead and delete the current image. Notice that while deleting, the image is only removed from the help topic. You can always find it in the folder it was saved. Let's begin screen capture by first opening Outlook, in our web browser and then clicking the username so that the drop down menu is displayed. Now position your mouse cursor on the sign out option such that the mouse pointer is visible. Notice that the sign out option is also highlighted to indicate that the focus is now on that option from the menu. Back in help and manual, click screen capture, and when the dialog appears, make sure a free region of the desktop radio button is selected. Next, click the extended button and check the include cursor icon checkbox. Now click on screen capture. Frame the area on screen, which in our case is the menu. Save the image, and when it is inserted, notice the mouse cursor in the image. Another method is to add the cursor using the Impict editor once the image has been taken. For this, open the image in the Impict editor program. I have used the earlier image we used for capturing the menu, which does not have the cursor. In the Impict editor, click the Insert Cursor tool on the toolbar on the left, or you can also select cursor symbol from the insert menu. Having done that, notice your mouse cursor change into a small square with a plus mark on its top left corner. Click on the image where you would like to place the cursor. This position can be changed later too. The Windows Open dialog appears where you can search your computer for cursors. Cursors are normally found on the C Windows Cursors folder. I'm selecting the cursor titled Arrow Link and I click open. Notice that the cursor is dropped on our image. Now I can even move this cursor around the image if I wish to position it at a different location. Finally, click the save button to save the image. Now here's a tip while taking images with the mouse cursor. Do not overdo it. Unless there is a real need, you are better off taking images without the mouse cursor, as it tends to get very distracting. Now I must mention that Impict is a powerful image editing program that comes built into help and manual. Going through every feature of Impict will require another course, but what you need for most of your technical writing work with images is discussed here. Let's move on to our next videos where we learn more image editing functions.